pay $12,000 or $15,000 in taxes. I only have 6,000 because I wasn't disciplined enough to put that money aside. You have to be disciplined enough to do it, guys. And as an independent contractor, you have to be disciplined to do it. Okay? And it happens. It happens.
Insurance too, right?
I'm sorry?
Any insurance that we want.
Yeah. You're completely an independent contractor. So, and like I said, I've been out of the game a while, so I don't know exactly, and some of them are considered employee status now. So some of them take the taxes out. I don't know whether they provide insurance or not. I don't think they do. So you provide all your insurance, but they may do all of your supplies. Like back in the day, they used to buy all of our paper. Well, I need to go by and pick up some paper and a ribbon. All right. Not that big of a deal. But you know what? You're responsible for your toner, for your printer, anything that breaks down on your printer, whatever. But, usually they're pretty cool. It's like, my printer broke down. Can I come up to the job, come up to the office? Yeah, come up here and just print it. Okay. Put it on a thumb drive, go up there and print it. No big deal. But you doing it every time, how did that get happen?
So when you were an independent contractor, were you responsible for the production of the transcript, like the binding?
No, I'd take it up there and they would bind it. They would get it all together, everything, copy all the exhibits. So you're paying them to do stuff. They're doing stuff and then they deliver it. All you do is do the job, get the job out, take it up there. Okay, well, what are we doing here? Well, you know what? I brought the original and, this is the way that we used to do it back then, so don't hold me to it or whatever. But I just print the original, okay? No big deal. Come up there. You know what? They need it's an 0-1, so they get an original and a copy. Well, you know what? There was 3 other attorneys there, and they all 3 wanted a copy. Okay. Well, I just took 1 copy. Okay. Well, we'll run copies. They'll run copies for you. So, they just run 4 copies. Because you have the original 1, then the 3 copies. So now you have 5. You just printed that 1. So you have 4. So they just copied 4 copies for you. And they bound them, got them all ready, figured out where they were. So now they're paying a delivery guy to take them wherever they need to be. You know what? Well, there was 43 exhibits. Okay. Here's the exhibits. Okay. So they pay somebody in the office to copy the exhibits, gets all the exhibits together, binds them in the thing for you. You don't do anything. You just go drop the job off. This is what it is. Here's the exhibits. Here's where they go. Deliver them to blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's it. So when you think about it that way, it's actually kind of nice. You don't have to deliver them. You don't have to do any of that stuff. But if you're independent by yourself and you're doing it all by yourself, now you're responsible for all that stuff. Binding it, copying it, delivering it, but you get to keep all the money too. So there's good stuff and bad stuff. The money's still good. The money's still good. Don't let that hinder what we're talking about here. That's just 1 job. Or maybe you took 3 jobs that week. That was just 1 job you got out. You got another one for 250 pages and another one that was 150 pages. So instead of getting the $4,200 check, which you still haven't taken the taxes out for, now you're getting a $8,000 check or $7,000 check. You see what I'm saying? So they're still going to get their percentage, but there's pros and cons to the freelance stuff. And I'm going to get a freelance reporter to come and talk. So, all of these questions, write some of this stuff down, especially like in this thing too, because I'm going to have them come and speak or whatever. So you can ask them these questions that we're covering tonight. Okay? If the person is hired as an independent contractor, the agency does not deduct anything for taxes or social security, and the individual reporter is responsible for paying those required taxes. Okay? A reporter may have to file a quarterly statement with the state or federal income tax departments and pay an estimated amount of the taxes required by law. So, you kind of have the option, I think, of paying quarterly or whatever. But if you don't and you pay it all at the end, then you may get fined a certain amount because you didn't pay quarterly. Okay? So you kind of have to keep track of that. Being hired as an employee has several advantages. For example, job security, social security, and retirement benefits, as well as medical and vacation benefits. And that's what I am. I'm an employee with the county. So I have all of those benefits. So that, to me, and I I have a girlfriend of mine who's a independent court reporter. And she absolutely, and I've tried to get her on with the county, come work for the county, try to get on or whatever. No, won't have it. Ain't having it. But she likes it. She likes having that independence of, you know what, I don't want to work today. I'm going to take off. Okay. You don't work, you don't get paid. You're an independent contractor. So, and say she busts her butt for 2 weeks. You know what, give me all the work I can, everything. I want as much as I can, and just boom, 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 boom. And, I used to have a friend of mine who was a court reporter. She passed away probably 18 years ago in an accident or whatever, but she was one of those workers. She would just work herself nearly to death, literally, and then just take a vacation for 10 days and go somewhere. And then come back, ready to work again, and she'd boom, boom, boom for a month or whatever, and then 10 days she'd go somewhere. And that's the way she did it. And she loved it. It was great. But she'd work every day. Work till 3, 4 in the morning, and, whatever it took. But when she let loose, she let loose. She was taking vacations wherever. So it all depends on what you want to do. You want to, work a few days and then I'll take a day off, and then work a few days and take a day off. You can do what you want. You're an independent contractor, so, unless they're just super busy, they may not give you the day off. They may just say, you know what, we're way too busy. I have to have you. Okay. But, working here at the county, it works for me because it's like, it doesn't really matter how busy we are. If I need the day off, as long as she can get somebody to fill in for me, I can take the day off. It doesn't matter how busy we are. So that's kind of one of the nice things that I like. But I work every day. I show up every day. And I know we're going to work every day. We have a docket every day. And some of these reporters don't like that. They like knowing, you know what, I'm going to go down to McAllen today. Go take depositions down there. Or I'm going to, you know what, we're flying to New York to take depositions. Yeah, it's nice. The law firm's picking up the tab. Fantastic. Great. Well, I know I'm going there every day. But my mindset is different. I need continuity. I need to know that this is going to happen every day. But that's the way that I am. I'm a creature of habit. I need to know A, B, C is going to happen. Not C, A, B, or whatever. I need to know, and different people are, but they like the flexibility. I don't want to work today. Okay. But you know what? I'm going to sleep in today. I'm going to sleep till 11 and work till 4 in the morning. Okay. You don't have anything that day. You're not taking a deposition that day. You know what? We don't have anything today, so you have the day off. Oh man, I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to party that night or whatever, and get together with some friends and stay up till 2 in the morning and sleep till 11. And then I'll get up. I have stuff to work on, so I'm just going to get up, and then I'll work till 2, 3 in the morning working on that job. If that's what you want to do. It's up to you. Working as an independent contractor also has its disadvantages because independent contractors are required to pay taxes on the money that they earn, and they must keep good financial records, including mileage log in their cars, routine. So you get to write off all of this stuff. So you have a lot of write-offs as an independent contractor. So that's one of the good things about being an independent contractor is you can write off everything. Meals, if you go down, to take a deposition, you go down and it's like, what, we're going to need you down there for 3 days in McAllen. You know what, I don't want to come back and forth. I'll just rent a hotel. Okay, well, you can write it off. Write off the meals, stuff like that. So, you can write off the gas that you went to go down there. If you flew down there, write that off. So, write off all your supplies, all of that stuff. So, it's kind of nice.
I don't know with this room, it makes
Bless
me
you.
sneeze so much.
Okay, employee benefits. Another important distinguishing characteristic between working as an employee and working as an independent contractor is the benefits that a company or an agency offers those who work for them. Freelance agencies vary widely on the type of fringe benefits that they may offer their employees. Some offer great benefit packages, while others offer very little other than job security. Independent contractors, on the other hand, receive no employee benefits because they are not considered an employee by the firm. So as an independent contractor, you're just somebody they contract. You work for them, but you're not an employee, okay? So these are some of the benefits that they may offer you. They don't have to offer you, but they may. Is financial interest in the agency or a partnership or as a shareholder, retirement account, paid holidays and vacation time, medical and dental insurance, straight salary plus commission, liability insurance and malpractice insurance, the use of company equipment, including computers and writers, company supplies, all steno paper, printer paper, disc, ribbons, memory devices, and the like, the use of company reference books, and the use of services such as proofers, scopers, scopus, editors, and other people. So some of these firms have that. People that do scoping, and people that do proofreading, and stuff like that. So that's one of the benefits that you may have. The reporter agency fee split. The reporter agency fee split refers to the ratio of what a freelance firm keeps and what they give to the reporter. In other words, if a firm charges $4 per page and a reporter does a 1,000-page transcript, the reporter brought $4,000 into the company. An agency will keep a percentage of that $4,000 in order to pay for its overhead expenses, taxes, rent, employee expenses, equipment, and so on. Like the benefits, the splits vary from agency to agency depending on whether one is considered an employee or an independent contractor. In a recent national study of reporting firms, over 1/3 reported that their split was 30-70. And really, as a reporter, what you call it is a 70-30 split. Okay? So you keep the 70, they get 30. That's what happens. That is, the company receives 30%, the reporter 70%. Another 1/3 estimated the split to be 40-60. When independent contractors were considered in the statistics, almost 2/3 said that the reporters kept between 70 and 75% of their fees. I don't know of anybody that's on a 60-40 split. I really don't, but there may be. If they are, I don't know that a 60-40 split, I don't know. That's a lot. Now, if they're paying your taxes, maybe it might be worth it. I don't know. But, at the time when I was working, I was drumming up pretty much my own work. And then we had kind of lost the contract with the county, and it wasn't really a contract, but they had just stopped calling us because nobody wanted to go to court. Well, the first job they called in was court when I was there. Low man on the totem pole. She's like, you know what? get your feet wet, you're going. So she called me, hey, they need you down there, go. All right, I didn't care, I mean, work was work, I just wanted to work. You know, I was out, I wanted to make money. And at the time, I think it was $280 a day was what it was. You know, so it's like $280. Heck yeah, I'll go work. I don't care. I go down there, and the first job that I take is a multi-million-dollar oil case. I think I've told some of you this story before. 16 or 18 attorneys in this hearing. Ridiculous. And I think the reporter that was there kind of knew that this one was coming. It's like, you know, she had taken so much of it, she's like, you know what, I'm tired of hearing it. I don't want to hear that case anymore, so you know what, I'm going to take off. I'm not going to be here. So she knew, I didn't know what it was. So I go show up the first day, and we take that hearing. And it was like 4 hours long. And it wasn't extremely hard, but I mean, there's a lot of people in the room. There's 16 or 18 different attorneys on this case. Now, not everybody spoke, but I mean, the major players that spoke, you know, whatever. But I got like an 0-14 or an 0-12 job. Ridiculous. On a 4-hour job. So it was probably 150 pages, maybe 200 pages, you know, and at, you know, $4 or whatever that my company was charging. So that's $800 on the original. Then you charge a third of that, so it's $1.33, $1.33 or something like that for 14 copies. And you didn't do any extra work. 0. 14 more copies, $1.33 times 200. So 233 pages? Yeah, $233 for each copy times 14 plus the 800 that I got for the original in one. Pretty good payday. Still nobody wanted to take court. Plus the $280 that I got just for showing up to court. Okay? So, you know, they called, hey man, we need somebody, whatever. Well, you know, being a guy and, you know, not being sexist or whatever, but she called me, hey, need you. All right, put my clothes on, left. I didn't have to put makeup and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, I was able to get in quick, got down there quick. She was, I mean, impressed. And the judge is like, you're here already? Yeah. Okay, well, let's get started. You know, whether she called in sick, I don't know. So, you know, the lady down there was like, you know, I like that I can call him. And I mean, shoot, within 25, 30 minutes of when I call, he's there. You know, and I lived kind of central at the time. So it was like, I could get down there quick. So she used to call me all the time. Well, now I'm drumming up work that we never even used to have. She just kind of called the firm because she was in a bind that day. So, you know, I did it for like 2 years. And finally a friend came and she's like, you ever thought about going on your own? No? So we'll put pencil to paper on how much the firm is taking for work that you've drummed up anyway. It was a lot of money. 30%. 30%. And wasn't doing anything more. You know, and this was work that I was getting. So you do 280 times 5. Because usually, like when she would call me, I mean, she'd call me every day. I was filling in every day. What is that, 40, 10, $1,400 a week. This was 20 years ago. This was 23 years ago. That's good money now. I don't, you know, 23 years ago, that was great money. Now, I think it just went up because we just got a raise. And it used to be $380 a day. So now it's probably closer to $400 a day than what somebody coming in and just sitting in court gets. And you're there for the whole week. It's $2,000. You haven't done anything but write. And maybe they called and they want 4 different transcripts on that 5 days you were there. pretty short, 50, 75 pages. You start adding it up, a pretty good week. That was probably maybe $4,000, $5,000 week. Yeah. So, you know, the money's there, guys. You know, and I don't want that to be the whole incentive, but I mean, let's be honest. It's a job. It's a profession. Let me correct myself. It's a profession. It's not a job. Take pride in what you do. Not anybody can do what we do, so it's a profession, okay? But we get paid for what we do. You in the front.
Maybe you explained this and I missed it. When you're working as a freelancer, but you sub in court and you
Yeah.
want to transfer to that day, are you charging county fee or your freelance?
Well, it all depends, because if you come and sit in my court, all you can charge is the county fee, because they're court appointed. But if you go sit in one of the district courts and they're getting stuff from presiding, well, all of these attorneys are retained. So now you charge what you would normally charge. But, you know, sometimes, you know, the freelance firms charge less than, you know, what we charge down there at the county. You know, like they charge a different page rate, but they do it based on, if you go take a deposition, you get paid per hour. You get a per hour fee, plus you get a page rate fee. So down at the county, you just get a per diem. You get paid per day. And then if they want a transcript, then they pay you extra for the transcript. Okay? Any other questions? No? Okay. So really, the split is usually about 70-30. That's what it was when I was working. I think that's pretty much what it is now. Place of work. Most employees of a freelance agency will work in an office environment. That is, they will report to the home office of the agency whenever that may be. Some agencies have a very elaborate downtown suites located in large office buildings, you know, blah, blah, blah. Most of these firms have an office. And when I was working, she had an office. I worked out of my house. So the only time I went to the office was to get a job out. That's really the only time I went. But I worked out of my house. Which is good too, because then you get to write off some of that on your taxes. So some of, you know, the space that you use for so you get to write off a certain percentage of the electricity, you know, stuff like that. So it's good. Equipment and supplies. Freelance reporting agencies also vary greatly in terms of the equipment and supplies that they offer to their employees or independent contractors. As a general rule, most agencies offer a place to work, a computer station, and a printer. Beyond the basics, some agencies may also supply all the paper for the